Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rise of the Podcast. I am Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I'm searching for the correct button. There we go, and I'm Brownie.
There's our name tags. Woo!
Name
Guys,
tags.
Well,
Hello, my name is Jeremy.
episode 125.
How did you know that? Were you looking at the whole screen?
I've been doing the thing. I had to repay for the audio podcast version. Why are you shushing me?
Nothing. Don't worry, it's fine.
I have no idea what's going on.
I don't either. Apparently, Kara, you host the show.
No. You don't think I can?
No, you can. I just didn't think you'd want to.
No, I don't want to.
Well, now that we got that settled.
Well, let's talk about the classic tried and true conversation that can never steer anybody wrong.
Butts.
What?
That's 45 seconds.
All I'm
I don't know.
saying is that-
Hopefully Adam's not watching.
Right? I'm sad because the leaves are already changing.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
aggressively
mid-September.
changing.
So
That's usually when it happens.
according to one of the news Facebook pages, it said, I think right now it's like between 10 and 15% leaves have changed.
That's sad.
It very much is. It depresses me.
So we're going to have to get out and get some drone footage for something here pretty soon.
Very quickly. We need to figure out exactly what that wants, by the way. Too.
We're supposed to take one of my coworkers' engagement photos.
Just tell them
during
it's not
the leave
worth getting
changes, too.
married.
That's worth it.
Brad's like, yeah, but what's the humidity? It's
a
a dry
it's
heat.
a dry heat, Brad. It's a dry heat.
It's always a wet heat up here, which sounds gross,
really is.
as gross as it is.
Yeah, it's true.
Did you buy a shirt yet, Brad?
Oh, yeah. Have we had any? Can you see?
My dashboard thing is so screwed
up.
up right now. I sent them an email yesterday.
Ask him to fix it.
Yeah, being like, look, it's like I have these campaigns running, and there's no way for me to check in on them at all. And it's like, if people are buying them and it's not working, I need to know.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, oh, he said within seconds. So
Yay,
something's been
Brad.
purchased, and there's no way for me to tell. I got
Oh,
no emails
funny.
or anything, so
That's awesome.
I'm going to guess that you're a large. Is that right, Brad?
I'm going with the medium for Brad.
You guys are hilarious.
What do you guess? Jeremy's going with an extra small.
I just want to tell a story. So you take a look at Kara's outfit. Okay? So the shirt underneath, right, is very feminine cut. Okay, right?
What?
Forest of Endor summer camp.
Kids Husky.
Kara, you actually wear that size sometimes, don't you?
I can wear a kid's extra large.
Yeah.
At one point, I was.
So, anyways, we were dropping Chip off with our, or Kara's parents, my mother and father-in-law, to watch him during this episode. And her brother is there. Mm-hmm. And her brother looks at her and he's like, nice shirt. And Kara's like, I know, isn't it? And they made a joke like, Kara got the shirt from AJ. She did get the shirt from AJ. But I was like, Kara, why are you taking this feminine cut Endor shirt from your brother? She's like, not this one, the over shirt.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So okay, I have denim shirts, but they don't fit very well because I feel like I'm a little bit broader shouldered, and because of that, I have to buy larger shirts that don't fit me in the waist. So I'm wearing this something that fits me in the shoulders, but then it's billowy and baggy and looks disgusting on me. So I tried on my brother's shirt. Yes, this is a men's shirt, and it fits me very nicely. So, in my opinion.
So your brother's got an hourglass figure.
I mean, it's a dude's shirt for what it's worth.
That actually reminds me of another story. So I have a
What doesn't?
It's true.
I have a really old swimsuit, like really old, and it fits me extremely well. So I haven't wanted to get rid of it. And
It's throwback. It's Abercrombie and Fitch.
no one needed to talk about the label.
And that's how old it is.
Well,
So-
so
That's
what,
how old
last
it is.
week?
Yeah, right. So the only thing that holds the fly together is Velcro. That's it. And this Velcro is worn out. So if I'm not careful, like I constantly have to re-cinch it. Otherwise, I'm flashing everybody. And so
Hey, Swanky.
Kara's brother, we had a garage sale this summer, dropped off some clothes to sell, and I saw this nice swimsuit. And it looked way bigger than the one that I had. So I was like, Kara, can I have this? She's like, yep, you're good to go. So I grab it, and I'm going to do something for work, and I have to wear a swimsuit.
Work pool party.
No! Teach the stupid water training that I do. So,
Oh, I need to talk to you about that, actually.
funny. Anyways, so I thought, well, I'm going to use this new swimsuit. Well, it was the only one I brought with me. I put it on. It was too small for me.
It barely fit his thigh.
It barely fit. I couldn't.
Oh, my
like,
gosh.
Like the waist. It just was like. So I was like, just getting squished by the swimsuit, and it was.
Hey, Cam.
The point of no return. Hi, Cam. So, anyways, it was just poopy because I was stuck in a swimsuit that was way too small.
Like,
it was absolutely horrible.
So I've worn swimsuits that are like around the thighs. It's like, oh, that might be a little bit too dangerous. Like if I take too big of a step, I'm worried that it's gonna bust a seam.
Yeah.
And then all you have between you and the rest of the world is some thin white mesh.
Yes.
And and that mesh isn't doing anybody any favors.
I have a story about the color white.
Go on.
So you guys
Jeremy participated in a white T-shirt contest.
Yeah. You guys are both wrong. You have heard of Vanta Black, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The world's blackest paint.
And literally everybody, when I said I'm painting the new sad black, like, oh, you should go Vanta Black. And then Glenn tells the whole story about Joe Q Turdberger, who's got the only license. Anish Kapoor, the only person who's allowed to use it.
Ridiculous.
Anyway.
So there's a Vanta White now.
The whitest white? Isn't that just called the sun?
Well, it's the whitest white. So there's a Vanta White, and they're saying that it reflects so much light that it can save your house from needing like an air conditioner. But then
Wait, hold on. Wouldn't like a mirror be the whitest white?
Isn't that green technically? Didn't Vsauce do a video about what color is a mirror?
If you look
I
at the
think you're
side of it,
right.
it's kind of a greeny blue color.
Yeah, or like if you ever have those like trifold mirrors and you make it do like the infinity reflection, it gets
Yeah.
greener and greener. But
Yeah.
But that's because
I think that's because of the
opacity
backing,
glass,
and
the
all
more,
that, yeah.
yeah. So, anyways, so this Vanta White came out, but then in the comments, of course, they're all schooling you. And so traditionally, things like the whitest paint up to this point was considered 90% white, and that runs 20% hotter than other paint colors. So sorry for nerding out about paint, but I thought the whole thing was interesting. So this new article says Vanta White is going to be cool because it reflects everything, but yet
Interesting.
white paint in general is warmer than any other color. You think black would absorb more light, and black would be a hot paint. It is on a car.
Yeah, because like if it doesn't reflect the thing, it would absorb the energy.
Yeah.
Like normally it's like it's like if you have a black car, it's crazy hot, or if you have dark colored seats or something.
Yeah.
So if
I don't
somebody
know.
feels so inclined, feel free to Google search white paint and then fill us in on it.
Brad, my ass is the whitest white. Should I license it?
So who's the guy who owns Vanta Black or licensed? to use
Anish
it?
Kapoor.
And then no, Brad is the one who can use the whitest white.
Yeah, so like true Vanta Black is like this chemical process of like growing these carbon nanotubes or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
So like he is allowed to use that artistically. Nobody else like that as an artist is licensed to use Vanta Black in that way. And there's a like dummied down version of it that's like available for like other people. Like BMW did that like 3 Series in Vanta Black. That was the dumbed down version. Where
How
it's like a
terrifying
spray.
would it be, though, to see, like, a 2D looking car going down the road?
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yes.
So tangentially, well, not tangent. I just have a tangent that you guys reminded me of when you talked about artists. So greatest, like not the, but one of the greatest composers, John Williams, right?
Yeah.
And you got Howard Shore is a really, really good one. Well, there was another one that I was reading about today. It was actually kind of a little bit of a sad story. So the guy who composed Halo and Bungie, or he worked for Bungie and Destiny, the scores for those games, which are, Halo music is the very choir. It's actually really, really well composed
Destiny
music.
is too, though.
And apparently he got fired in like 2014 from from Bungie for working for him or whatever. And he was
Why?
ordered to give back any copies of any of the things he's ever created while working for Bungie. So he did. And then a couple years ago, I didn't know this, he was releasing more and more stuff and saying it was new, but Bungie swears it was from the time he worked for him.
Okay.
And they won a lawsuit against him for like $1 million. He's got to re-give up all of the music, and then he has to have a third party come out and inspect all of his equipment to make sure he doesn't have any more of the music he created for while working on these video games and stuff. But to me, doesn't it seems really easy to hide digital stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, like forensic, what are they called?
But I mean, you just slap it on a thumb drive, right? And then pull some Michael Westons and slip it in the crack of your
But
door
so the
frame?
thing is, though, it's like if you try and do anything with it later, they can
Yeah.
ID it as whatever. So it doesn't matter that you are able to squirrel it away. It's that
Well,
you
if
can't
they go-
use it for anything.
If they go and examine his computer and stuff, wouldn't they be able to see when the stuff he was releasing was made? So like
That's really easy to change. Like that type of metadata is very changeable.
That's really sad though, because like a lot of composers, you hear a carryover tune throughout everything. So, who did Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh God, why can't I?
Hans Zimmer?
Hans Zimmer.
Yes, he
Zimmer.
also did Gladiator.
Yeah,
And there
well,
are themes that sound exactly the same.
He also did The Rock, and The Rock sounds exactly like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
You're
so-
talking about, dude, you wrecked your Ferrari. It's not mine. That rock?
What? No, the one about Alcatraz with Sean Connery.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage is in it. And he crashes the Ferrari in the beginning of the movie.
I've literally only remember the end where they have like the crazy machine thing that they're shooting. Yeah, that's the only part of The Rock. It's
Got
a
it,
good movie.
got it.
I only remember the very end.
I love that though. Nicolas Cage like steals that Ferrari, and then the camera like pans around him, and he's like, "It's not mine." It's so funny.
I love Nicolas
But there's the whole
Cage.
thing where they're like on top of the Alcatraz and they're doing this, and
If you listen to the main theme of The Rock and listen to He's a Pirate, they're like the exact same song.
Yep, same with Gladiator. It's
I
like
absolutely have to do that.
some
Swanky,
composers.
that scorecard is inaccurate.
What?
He said Jeremy 1, Brownie 0. It's Jeremy 1, Brownie Infinity, more like.
Vanta
But
White.
no, a lot of composers, some of their stuff just sounds alike, no matter what they do.
Yeah.
So
I want to
who-
come back to
mean,
composers, but the whole scoreboard thing, I actually watched an episode of Jeopardy just two days ago, and there's this guy, and he's a genius. He's naming, like, parts of Germany that don't exist anymore, and books
Alsace-Lorraine?
and everything. There's a current Jeopardy guy who's doing really well. No one could get this question right. What month is when something runs cold uphill in blank? The guy guessed December, and somebody else guessed November. It's as slow as molasses in
uphill.
what month?
Oh, January?
January. So the Jeopardy guy didn't know that. Nobody did. They're all like, meh, meh.
They're not from Minnesota. They don't realize that
that a
January
Minnesota
absolutely
state?
sucks.
No,
Is that a Minnesota-
that can't be. But I actually have something related to Bungie.
Ooh, but I
Funny
want to get
enough.
back. We'll talk more about composers in a minute, too.
So I just have to go to Facebook to you reminded me when you said Bungie that I had something set aside for this because I thought it was very interesting.
you
So-
know
while
Kara's
you-
favorite game, right? Destiny.
Destiny.
Made by Bungie.
I was going to say, speaking of that, Jeremy was telling me that one of his friends was saying that Destiny is like excellent right now. And one of these days, I'm going to be like, Jeremy, you take care of Chip.
Chris,
I am going to play some Destiny.
did you hear about Valheim?
Did we get a big update?
Hearth and Home came out.
Oh, heck yeah.
And-
I mean, if we ever finish working in the freaking money pit, we can play video games again.
And so Hearth and Home came out, and there's they redid the mob spawns, and there's a bunch of stuff they didn't reveal. They wanted to be a surprise, and then they admitted Valheim's not going to be supported forever. It is going to have a clear end, and they want it to not be like a forever game that constantly gets DLC. It's just going to be front, middle, beginning, and then just a nice, good game.
Front, middle, beginning.
Front, middle, beginning. It's just boomeranging
Or front,
around.
middling, and then
Beginning,
Front,
middle,
midding.
end. Beginning, middle, and end.
That's what she said.
Right. Oh, this is a side thing. So for I've just seen this. So my mom suggested that we get some sort of candy or something to hand out during the
there you go.
flourish.
There you go. You know what I'm sad about too? You guys heard? So a year ago, I bought that Mandalorian replica Nerf rifle, limited
Yeah.
edition, lasers, actual scope, everything. It's supposed to be shipped October 3rd, and I'm waiting for Chip to learn how to walk so I can shoot him in the chest from like 100 yards and knock him over onto his butt. It got delayed till December.
Did it really?
Yes, I'm so
Happy
sad.
birthday, Chip.
Oh, you're right.
I'm sorry. How does something like that get delayed? Like,
I know it's a
we
Nerf
ordered
rifle.
it a year ago.
Chris, can we shoot a short at the new building where I do shoot Chip with it and you make him dissolve
Yes.
like a Jawa?
Oh, totally.
That would be hilarious.
It's like there's that one.
Or Chip is
You
on
could
my
have like
shoulder.
30 chips like running around
Oh,
you stealing
right,
stuff. You're
right.
like, no.
Who's the one dad that used to do the videos where his kid would be
VFX dad, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to
Like-
be at work for a VFX house, and then like his kid like jumps out a puddle and disappears.
Yeah.
There's the one where
Yeah.
that plays lava, the floor is lava, and
Yeah.
he'll
is
actually
a
have the floor lava.
split entry house, and there's a railing then before it goes down to the split entry, And so as soon as they like round the corner and you see down the stairs, he changes it to like Pirates of the Caribbean water and stuff. So it's like and the baby scaling the ledge on the outside, and
there was one where he was playing with a lightsaber in Walmart and it was just wrecking everything in the aisle. It's pretty good.
Okay, Bungie.
Okay, so did you know that Bungie was owned by Apple?
No,
Really?
that I did not know.
So Halo was being developed by Bungie Apple.
Oh my gosh.
It originally was an RTS game.
That I knew.
And then it became
Sorry.
Real-time strategy, Age of Empires style.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I would have hated that.
From there, they had like this chipset thing or whatever as they were developing. And they're like, oh, well, we're going to turn it into a third-person shooter, right? And then from there, it became a first-person shooter when Bungie was sold to Microsoft. Apparently, Steve Jobs was so mad when Apple decided to sell Bungie to Microsoft, he called Bill Gates and was like yelling at him.
Really?
Because he did not want to sell. And then the reason that it switched from a third-person shooter to an FPS, let's see if I can get this to look right here. The old RTS-style game was just so cool to watch squads of Jeeps driving across the terrain that we wanted to drive them ourselves. In some ways, Halo was the story of the Warthog and the universe we built to drive it around in.
That is
And that was one of the developers, Jamie Griesmeyer.
I had recently read about it was a first developed, and that's the whole reason why they ended up like doing Halo Wars.
I was going to say,
They
one
went
of the
back
games,
to the RTS roots.
I was going to say, one of the Halo games did end up being that anyways.
And it is fun, and it is cool seeing the Jeep. But yeah, I knew about that, but I didn't know it ever belonged to Apple.
No.
Yep,
It's
it started as an Apple thing, and then Microsoft bought it from them while Halo was in development. So initially, it was going to be an Apple Mac exclusive.
Oh my goodness.
So you could only play it on the Mac, and they didn't. So they
Apple's not a gaming system.
Well, could have
no,
been.
but this was going to be like the vanguard of this like new thing, and then so eventually Halo was available for the Mac like 4 years after the game came out on the Xbox.
Right.
Crazy.
So I just thought it was interesting.
Do you think like Destiny and stuff would have ended up being made?
I don't think so. There'd be like the butterfly effect in that case.
So,
because they didn't make Destiny till they split from Microsoft.
Here more. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to catch up on chat real quick. Talking about the composers and sounding alike. Swanky says kind of like how every Motorhead song sounds the same. Gabe says, I hear video game talk.
Yes.
Brad says, Destiny is a no-skill sponge fest. I just can't.
Wait, who said that?
Brad.
Kara's favorite game. No skill.
No skill sponge fest.
Oh.
And I don't know what his lap.
Kara's like 1v1 me, bro.
Yeah, I will pimp slap you. Like.
What did you mean, Brad? Like Hunter, Titan.
And then I don't know what this is related to, but he says he doesn't buy chairs and dishes.
I don't know either. Steve Jobs?
Maybe. I don't know.
Bill Gates? Master Chief? I don't know.
So if you can give me some context for that, but so video games.
As far as Destiny being a no-skill game, have you tried any of the jumping levels? Those are hard. Like, I'm just saying.
Speaking of jumping levels, the original Donkey Kong, the arcade game that introduced Mario, Donkey Kong, all that. Did you know that game started its life as a Popeye game?
It was supposed to be Popeye?
It was supposed to be Popeye, Bluto, and Olive Oil. They didn't get the licensing in time to be able to produce the game, so they just switched to like what's generic. So they're like, oh, let's just make a big monkey and this like plumber or whatever. But yeah, it was supposed to be Bluto, Popeye, and Olive Oil. And then, so funny enough, so it came out in 1981. In 1982, they got the rights to do Popeye, and then they did a Popeye game after that. That was very, very similar. What?
It must have flopped because I've never heard of it.
Well, you weren't born in 82.
I've heard of Donkey Kong.
Well, yeah,
who hasn't?
Well, that's like comparing like the absolute like most successful arcade game of all time to like a mid-level like Time Cops 2 or something, you know. But so speaking of which, GoldenEye originally was a rail shooter.
Hey, so what's a rail shooter?
That's where it just moves you around and you like Time Crisis.
Oh.
So GoldenEye originally was going to be a on-rails shooter, and then they're like, maybe we should let people move around. They were developing GoldenEye before they knew what the controller for the N64 looked like.
I do know too that they made the multiplayer in like 3 days. It was a couple developers just having fun, and it was. I played
GoldenEye multiplayer so much.
I would say that this is a safe sentence to say, like, who didn't enjoy GoldenEye multiplayer?
I
That's
mean,
all I'm saying.
Ryan?
Oh,
Odd Job slappers only.
Odd Job
No
got
Odd
banned.
Job slappers only.
Yeah, I say Odd Job got banned in
Yeah.
our group.
Yep. No Odd Job slappers only or paintball mode.
Paintball mode,
Man with
one hit
Paintball
kills.
mode was the best.
big head.
Yep.
Oh man.
So he was talking about you not buying chairs and dishes.
That's okay.
Because he says, but he buys Mandalorian gear.
Oh, right.
And then Carrie, he said that was a dig to get you going. And apparently it worked. Brad knows how to push all of our buttons except for me. if you
Except
say
he's
anything about Little
sometimes really
Caesars,
nice.
I'm banning you. What?
Sometimes he's really nice. Like, we guys are calling you Fire Nation, and Brad came to my defense.
I don't
and
think
said
it
I
was,
was Earth
I think he
Nation.
was just trying to set you up for the big betrayal.
I should see if I can find that.
What?
The big
it's
betrayal.
Alternate forms of bending.
Egg bending.
Well, no, you guys you keep talking for a thing.
Swanky
Okay.
says Odd Job was banned in my group too, and screen watching was a beating.
Oh, screen peepers? Mm-mm.
So imagine this: we used to play at Tony's house. Do you remember he had a TV? It was like this big. It was probably like a 9-inch screen. If we go out, like his folks had like an RV they kept parked in the back or
Yeah.
whatever. So like so we wouldn't annoy them, they'd kick us out to there.
Yeah.
We play 4-player split screen on like a 9-inch
Oh
CRT
my gosh,
screen.
you each get this little 4.5-inch screen. Just
Yeah.
like, whoop, whoop.
Exactly, and that's what we played on. Like, how good was our vision back then?
I know, and now, like, I hate doing split screen, and we've got a 65-inch screen. I hate sharing screens.
Yep.
It sucks.
You also hate sharing blue M&Ms.
Well, I still screen peek.
Okay, I hate...
What?
Okay, who didn't? Honestly,
Yeah,
who didn't
but-
screen peek?
Yeah, but if you don't get
My
caught,
favorite things are the classic picture of people like tape like a piece of paper, and then like the little brother's got it sitting on his head, so he can only see the bottom, and then the brother can see it on top. No, okay, so I just saw this cool infographic earlier, with little Avatar pause, but I want to talk more about composers too. But so there's sub bending that comes out through all the Avatar TV show. So a couple different ways.
like
we can
you
do
go to
this.
Subway and you can bend the
Yeah.
subs.
What are the alternate types for water benders? What other things can they blood that's like a sub bend?
Blood
I mean,
bending.
Yeah,
Blood is one of them.
I don't know.
Sweat bending.
Healing
I would
is
oh.
one that's like using the water to heal.
They should be able to bend lava.
What? No, that'd be earth bending.
But it's
Chris is
liquid.
right.
It's in a liquid state.
It's
no,
this
but it's not.
earth,
But it's not
liquid
made
earth.
of water. It's made of rocks.
True,
water.
but blood isn't made of water either.
It's
Yeah,
not
it is
water.
mostly
It's got-
water.
Yeah.
But they should be, since it's in a liquid state, it should be one of those crossover ones. Earth
Hold
or
on,
Rock
air
hold
water.
on. Didn't Toph do earth bending on the Toph do the earth bending on
Yeah.
blood?
No, it
No,
was
Katara did.
Katara did it on the witch. Did
Because
it
the
to
witch
her, and
started
then
to
she,
do
like,
it to her.
broke her bones. Oh, we'll get to Tophs. She did. It's the sub bending for Earth.
Steel.
Okay, so
Metal bend.
what?
Kara
Yeah.
stole
Well, no, was
Metal
she
bending.
got like that?
There's-
Are you trying to quiz me? Or?
No, well, no.
Oh,
I was quizzing everybody, but Kara blasted it out before we.
Well,
get
yeah,
there.
no,
There's one more for water. They're the ones that work with the spirit realm as well, so they can like bend spirits, I guess. Okay, so we'll move over to Earth. Earth can do lava, metal, and there's a third one.
Let me think.
Dirt, sand.
Sand. Way to go. But that's at first she can't bend the sand, right? 'Cause
There's a whole
she's
because
blind.
she's blind, she can't
Feel
feel,
the
it
vibrations,
like
yeah.
she can with Earth. But there's a whole episode about that where they're in that
when they're
old
looking for
ancient
Appa,
library or
yeah.
whatever.
So fire has a very easy
Lightning.
one. Yes, lightning,
Well, they're both plasmas.
right? And then what are the other? The third one for them is a little bit. I'll probably give you that one.
Like
Hold on, let me think. Fire.
jalapenos.
Fire.
Well, T because I wrote
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Jalapenos. That'd be funny.
habaneros. South Carolina
gosh.
Reapers.
I'm just trying to think of stuff
Or
that
Carolina
was
Reapers.
around. Fire.
If fire sends somebody after them who can do something that's unique, that's
Oh,
considered
it's the weird like laser eyeball guy.
the combustion is what it's called. Because he's like he
that's
shoots like bombs out of his head.
That must have
That's
been in
right.
Legend of Korra then.
No, that's
No,
in.
it's,
That's towards the end.
Zuko joins up with them, and then they're like hanging out in a little area,
He's-
and then this guy, and then
He sends him. He hires him as a mercenary or whatever, an assassin to go kill Aang.
but then he shows up to help him, and then the bomb head
Was that
forehead
the
guy and
Southern
Soup,
Air Temple?
I believe so. Yeah.
the guy with the boomerangs him in the eyeball, in the
Oh,
forehead.
I guess I don't
eyeball.
remember that. Interesting.
And then this is why I say the third one for Earth or for fire is cheesy. It's the lightning redirection because then they can redirect it, and shoot it back, and then
It's like Yoda.
in
Firebender.
right?
Mace Windu.
And then wind is super silly as well, I guess. Flight, which Like
Yeah,
Aang
you're just
doesn't
changing
fly.
the you're changing the air pressure around you like an airfoil.
Well, I mean,
flying.
technically, using his air ball, he is floating on air.
Yeah, but he's
There's-
still riding that on a surface. So then the glider, he just bends the air
Right.
around it. So Appa can fly though. He's not bending anything. He's just flying.
How do you know?
No,
Well,
I
'cause-
think air bisons.
I think they're
They
bending.
bend.
They can bend, but I think he can just fly, right? He's not actually bending the air.
I think
around
he's
him, or
I
is-
think he's bending.
But he looks so relaxed.
Yeah, because he's,
really
good at it.
He was
Duh.
born doing it.
Yeah, maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's air bending.
He was born in it. The other benders simply were adapted.
I
that's
can't
the
believe
whole
it's not
story.
air bending.
Fine. Who was the one who taught everybody that they could bend? See your Avatar.
The
knowledge.
original.
The first Avatar.
Yeah. Oh, what's his name? They did a whole episode where he
Yeah, because like
learned
Carl
Like,
Sagan.
went and saw all the different spirits
all the
about
animal
bending.
spirits and stuff like that.
But
Yeah.
I thought it was the badger. The badger moles were like the people who they like bent the earth, and then it thought that they could teach them how to bend. They talk about it in the
I
secret
don't remember
tunnel
Yeah,
episode,
yeah.
and Aang's like, all they have to do is kiss, and then it'll light up the way. And she's like, "You won't even kiss me," and he's like, "Oh, I'm not saying it's the worst or whatever." I love that sub arc.
Oh, yes.
And then so spirit projection and temperature regulation are the other two for air.
Man, then I want to be an air bender.
No way.
Temperature
Yeah, Fire
regulation.
Nation.
Just in the middle
Just sit
of.
there redirecting lightning, Kira.
I think that's during winter when it's too cold. Just do a little fire bending and like warm everything
So
up.
doesn't there need to be a source of fire for you to bend it? You can't just generate it?
I don't know.
Because like you can't just generate water out of nowhere. You need to have some water with you to water bend.
I feel like especially when
Ozai doesn't need any
yeah,
fire to
say
be
especially
around.
when Ozai is going.
I feel like there's a lot
they
of
don't
fire all
need
over the
anything.
place.
Or maybe that's because of the solar or the meteor.
What about the
Someone's
lightning?
comet?
Yeah.
What about when they bend the lightning? There's no.
I don't think they need any.
Yeah, I was gonna say lightning. They don't need
lightning bending.
anything.
Because your nervous system is electrical impulses, you just.
But everybody else-
Did they have fire when Kevin was originally trying to learn in the woods? With the grumpy man with the weird
good
hair?
point. I love that guy. Oh, it's such a good show.
Bender from Futurama went back in time, says Brad. He's a time bender.
I love
He
Bender.
went back in time multiple times, actually.
I just like I was reading this too about Futurama. 3 of the people on the writing team, or the whole entire writing team, 2 of them had doctors and one of them had a master's degree.
Really?
Yeah, that's why there's all these like mathematical theorems and like crazy hidden smart things.
Such a good
Makes
show.
sense.
Super
It is a
fun.
very good show. Very good show.
Bad news, everyone.
Good news, everyone. He says good news.
No, but he's doing
There's, like,
the
one
version of it where he
time.
says bad news.
Yeah, I think he says that like one time, doesn't he?
Maybe more than once, but definitely at least once.
Yeah.
This new universe is 10 feet lower than our old one.
Such a good show.
And that takes care of that paradox.
Okay. Any chat to catch up on, or we can
No,
go back
Bender
to
from Future. Also, he also says South Kakalaka Reapers, but that was like a million years ago when we were talking
what's the
about
South
fire.
Kakalaka brief?
Kakalaka is supposed to be Carolina or something.
Oh.
Remember, that's like racist against Carolinians or something.
Who is that, Brad?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't
It's not
know.
racist. It's what was
Stereotypical?
it? It was I don't know. I remember. But
It's their word, not our word.
right?
Oh, well, we talked
There's not
about
another word for Minnesota, is there?
No.
I don't think so.
I brought up I'm just
Mini Snowda.
right? I brought that up.
No,
What?
you did not.
I'm
Bring it up.
gesticular.
You have gesticular cancer.
Ah, that's why it sounds funny.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, so yeah, gesticular. So okay, so back to composers. So Chris, that was kind of. Do you know any other cool composer, like any other cool like similarities? Because the one, so you got The Rock, and Pirates
Yeah.
of the Caribbean sound similar, huh?
Yeah.
And Gladiator. I'm telling you.
Brad
Gladiator
claims
what?
it's not racist. You can't prove otherwise.
Gladiator is compared.
So, yeah, Gladiator, The Rock,
And
and Pirates of the
Pirates.
Caribbean.
Oh,
are
they all 3 sound the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, so here's the thing. Okay, speaking of stereotypes, right? The reason why this was a little bit shocking is, I guess, maybe, I don't know. I'm not in the music industry like you guys were. Like, you guys were in band and orchestra and stuff.
I was a
Are
music major for 2
composers-
years.
Generally turds, or are they really nice? I just feel like artistic, like...
I've heard that
I've never-
John Williams is super nice.
I've never
Yeah.
heard anything, like, mean about composers. Like, they're really smart and, like, incredible people.
Yeah.
And so when I heard that, yeah, this guy that used to make this stuff for Bungie was kind of a jerk, and that's why they fired him.
I mean, like you can have a skill and also be a butt.
That's true.
I mean, look at
Most
Jeremy.
composers, I feel, tend to be a bit eccentric. I feel like some of my music professors down at Northwestern, they also like wrote music and stuff. They were crazy. I loved them, but they were great. Like one of them, he was my music theory professor, and to teach us things, sometimes he would crawl up onto the keyboards that were in the music theory room because we each had our own piano that we sat at. And he would crawl up there and he'd stand up there and he'd be like, all right, now this, I forget what kind of chord it was. He's like, this is how you remember this chord. This is like 15 years ago. And then he'd like jump down and he'd be like, you're never going to forget that one now. He was just crazy. I loved him.
I want to say that is one of the most depressing stories I've ever heard because he literally gives you a memory trick to make it, and you forgot, Kara.
It was like a German.
Yeah.
It was like a Germanic triad chord or something like that.
That's music notes.
What? No.
What?
Major chords.
Sergeant Major hates eating onions.
H.
H-E-O.
Oh, schmo. No. What is that a mnemonic device for?
Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie,
the
Ontario.
Stupid Great Lakes. No one needs that to remember the Great Lakes.
If I hadn't just mentioned them, I bet you would have forgotten Lake Erie.
My very excellent mother made us 9 pizzas.
Wait. How do you remember the names?
Except pizzas
Sergeant
doesn't exist
Major
anymore.
hates eating onions, 100%.
Holmes. Huron, Ontario,
Oh, that's not
Michigan,
in order,
Erie,
though.
Superior.
Yeah.
So?
Sherlock over here trying to come up with a new mnemonic device for
It's
lakes.
easier than Sergeant Major's whatever.
I remember.
I was told that in like the 2nd grade, and I've never forgotten.
Really? I've always been taught Holmes. I've never heard your guys's.
Roy G.
Yeah.
Biv. Which
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
Apparently there's only 6
Indigo
colors.
was completely made up just to
complete the mnemonic.
Yeah.
Well, so everything from like blue, so purple isn't a real color,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And indigo is actually blue.
Yeah.
So like the last half of it is all the same color technically.
So we had the one for the planets, we had the one for the lakes. PEMDAS, please excuse my
PEMDAS.
dear Aunt Sally.
Yeah.
Which apparently still gets everybody on Facebook, whoever exists.
Oh
'cause
my
no one
gosh,
knows
it
how to
drives me
Yeah,
order
parenthetical,
operations.
exponential, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. It's order of operations.
Yep.
Every good boy does fine. That is the music note.
That is the music.
I also have heard every good boy deserves fudge.
That's the one I grew up with.
That's very Minnesota.
And then the opposite set of that, so that's
What's
the
the base
lines.
one?
The spaces is face. It's FACE.
Mm-hmm.
What's the base one?
So it'd be GB. Let's see, GBDFA.
It's just kidding. Just kidding.
I mean, that's going from bottom to top.
Yeah. Well, that's the other two go too.
Yeah. So GBDFA.
Is there
I
any
don't
other
remember.
cool ones from childhood?
Hold
People
on.
are
So
not
real
giving
quick. So Brad says, "I'm not racist. Geez, it's where I was born in the sticks of Carolina. It's where I went to boot camp too." That's why he says, "I've never heard that term before, and I live in the Carolinas."
Were you born there? Or did you merely adapt?
Yeah. Oh, so Cam is the one who said every good boy does fine. By the
Way to go, Cam.
Nice.
Way to go.
So I'm trying to think of other. So like this is not an actual like mnemonic thing or whatever. There's a YouTuber I watch called Davey504, and he does a series called. He's a bass player.
Yes, bass player.
And he does a series called Bass, and he says which stands for Bass Around the World. And it's super stupid, but it's incredibly. Every time he brings it up, so it's like, and he'll pick a random country and go and try and find like videos of people playing bass. And like his big thing, he's an incredible bass player, but he's always about like doing slap bass or whatever. Yeah. So it's like
slap bass is very difficult.
So if they don't slap, he doesn't approve.
Funny. And he gives a rating system. I'm just making this up.
Yeah.
This is 3 slaps. 3 slaps approved.
So anyway, yeah, bass around the world, bass.
So until you guys brought up Howard Zimmerman?
What?
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmerman?
Howard
Zimmer.
Shore. Hans Zimmer.
Howard Shore.
Howard the Duck.
I think I mixed those two up. I don't know why I don't know the guy from Bungie. It's like Mark something or other. And then, of course, Star Wars dude, John Williams.
John Williams.
Is there any other epic ones that we're
Well,
forgetting?
Danny Elfman's done a lot of stuff recently. So he composed the Simpsons theme song, but then he's also done basically every Tim Burton movie since The Nightmare Before Christmas, I think. Who else is there? Oh, why can't I think of his name?
Who did Harry Potter?
I believe it was John Williams at first, and then it was somebody else.
All right.
Harry Potter composer. John Williams.
Surprise, surprise.
He did Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, and Prisoner of Azkaban, and somebody else. Patrick Doyle, Nicholas Hooper, and Alexander Desplat.
I've heard of Patrick Doyle.
The guy for Bungie that I was talking, Martin O'Donnell. And now it is done by Destiny. Is done.
Alan Silvestri has done.
I've heard of Alan Silvestri.
He has done aside from Back to the Future. Come on, internet. Filmography.
Oh dang.
Let's see, Romancing the Stone,
Yeah.
amazing film.
Still have not seen that yet.
Back to the Future, Flight of the Navigator. Predator.
Oh.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Abyss, Young Guns 2, which is also a pretty good movie, Father of the Bride, Death Becomes Her, Super Mario, the 93 live-action Super Mario Brothers,
Yeah.
Forrest Gump, Grumpier Old Men, Sergeant Bilko. I don't know if you remember Sergeant Bilko.
I do not.
Long Kiss Goodnight, Mouse Hunt, Odd Couple, Parent Trap, Castaway, Lilo and Stitch, Van Helsing, Polar Express,
Dang. He's done
The
a lot.
Avengers.
That's why I know him. He's
Captain
basically
America.
done every Marvel.
Was-
He's
No,
Alan Silvestri.
his
He's
first,
done.
his
He's
first
done a
Marvel
lot.
one was Captain America, the first Avenger, and then the
Oh.
Avengers,
He's just done a lot of
Infinity War,
Marvel.
and Endgame. So he's only
Yeah.
done the Avengers ones and the first Captain America
Oh.
film.
He's
But and then some television series, Tales from the Crypt. Interesting. I didn't know that.
That's how you get
And
started.
Chips. Wow, Starsky and Hutch Chips. These are classic TV shows. Oh, and the reboot of Cosmos he did as well. So anyway, Alan Silvestri composed a lot of stuff. Very good.
Pretty cool. So Google is always really funny when what people Google. So when I just typed in famous composers, I was trying to get a list of like who else did stuff that maybe we went forgetting, and this list was just really funny to me.
Because it has like Beethoven and
well, no,
Rachmaninoff and all that.
What people Google search: famous composers of today, famous composer names, famous composers treble clefs, famous composers who couldn't read, and then famous composers from Austria. Very
Interesting.
specific.
I wonder if that makes me wonder. You should do famous composers treble clefs, and maybe they do them a funny way or something. I could not draw a treble clef right now if I needed to save my life.
Oh my gosh, you're absolutely right. Yeah, they can't draw. Everybody's got. Oh my goodness, do you guys know who Haydn is?
Haydn?
Haydn.
Yes. Here, let me see if
You pull it up. Can you do a screen
Yeah,
snipping
so
of it? It's absolutely
famous
hilarious.
composers.
Who would have thought about that? Just type in that and
Whoops,
treble
famous
clefs.
composters.
I kind of want to know.
You
the
should
answer
Google
to that.
famous composters. What did you just do? Like images?
Right there. That very first. It's got
first
the,
one?
that one right there. Look at some-
Debussy and Bach have my
Look at
favorites.
those.
Mendelssohn has a really cool
Man,
looking one.
Mozart's is dope.
But did you look at Haydn's or whatever? That guy looks like.
Look at Mendelssohn's down there.
Can I make this bigger somehow?
Mendelssohn's
Reddit.
looks sick.
Okay, so do I have screen window capture on?
I mean, honestly, all he's missing really is like the line down.
Oh,
Yeah.
do I need to
Like
change the
was
settings
just
on this?
Like, good enough.
I need.
Oh, Beethoven?
Yeah.
It's a backwards S. Yeah.
This is kind of cool. Who would have thought?
Oh my gosh! What? It's upside down.
Schubert looks the most like a treble clef.
Why is this upside down?
And now it's backwards, isn't it, or is it still upside down?
What the heck?
I think you're just backwards, right?
Is it just backwards
You
now?
fixed it. Yep, you fixed the.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you fixed it. And then
Oh my
yep.
gosh.
This is funny. Look at
Do you have to zoom out
Jeremy.
somehow? You're just.
There's a way to.
Oh, funny.
So you should pull that one up instead, Chris.
Oh my goodness. This is. I don't know what I'm doing here. Apparently.
We're just trying to show you something funny, but it might have been easier for you to look it up yourself.
Transform.
Or Jeremy just pull his
reset
phone up.
there we go. So here are some trouble.
Here, let me see yours. If you kept scrolling on the thing, it showed like based on how it's written, like
So hold on. And under all or
it's
pure evil. It's a.
it's
top
lawful
rate.
good, neutral good.
oh this one.
Yeah, I think that's funny.
Oh,
Here you
let's
go.
see. Oh.
I
Okay.
think it's funny.
Try and get this big enough to be able to see here.
So it's like my 3 favorites are the good ones.
Oh my gosh, is there a zoom out option here? There we go.
I think there's 3 more still.
Oh gosh. Zoom out. Dehance. Okay, there we go.
Can people see that now?
Yep.
I think it's hilarious. I told you that the Mozart's was the one that it's at Mozart. I can't read that from here.
Mozart's.
Is the lawful good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I said that my 2 favorites though was Schubert's and Debussy. Is that right? Or the other top 2.
Debussy, Debussy. I don't know how to pronounce it. Debussy's.
I feel like we pronounce it Debussy. Yeah.
Brahms is just a 6 with an extra curl on it.
And then the chaotic evil is Beethoven's backwards S. That looks like a 2-year-old drew it.
I think Mozart's is by far the coolest.
It's the most accurate, although technically the swirl is supposed to encircle the G. The G line.
Get out of here. That is not true.
100%.
That is something they make up in music school.
Rules for treble.
I hope
clef.
this is
Drawing treble clef.
riveting to everybody. I think it's interesting.
Okay, let's see here.
How to draw treble clef.
Yeah,
Step by
rule
step.
for drawing.
First, blah 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 blah.
Look at
Treble
it,
clef
the
shows
swirl
second line
is
from the bottom.
encircles the G
Oh, the G line.
the G line. Yeah,
Okay.
the swirl encircles the G line. That's how it's supposed to be.
Well, welcome to this episode of
Beethoven
Rise of the
nailed
Podcast. Google's a bunch of stuff. All right, that's enough of that.
Okay, before we finish then, one more quiz.
What bef-
So
oh.
I was like, finish. We
well,
just
just for
go
the
45
composer's thing.
minutes.
A famous composer's who, and then so I added who, and there's
Yeah.
died poor, who couldn't read music, who died young, who started late. Famous composers who are siblings apparently, who were deaf and who played the violin, but who died poor. Who is considered the most poorest composer of all time? Who didn't
Poorest
become-
I think
composer
it
of
was-
all time.
It was like Mozart or Beethoven or Bach or something like that.
You got to pick. You can't throw out the top 3 dogs and then just.
Bach.
Poor.
Is it Beethoven?
Poorest
He looks annoyed
composer.
with that.
It's so funny.
Schubert.
Kara said it's got to be like Mozart.
Is it Mozart?
It's Mozart, and then she
Dang it,
changed
I
it.
should've
and she
gone with my gut.
never went back. It was the first one she said.
I
There's
should have
Mozart.
gone with
How
my
poor was
gut.
he?
He
And-
died poor. He's like
Ridiculously poor. Mozart
Like
was the
poorer than
most,
me?
most famous impoverished composer. He died in 1791 at the age of 35. He was so poor, he was buried in a pauper's grave.
yeah, it's crazy how many artists and composers their stuff didn't become popular or well known until after they died.
I know that is kind of a common thing.
Yeah.
So
But yeah.
Cam says you need to watch Sergeant Bilko, Jeremy. It's a Steve Martin movie.
Okay, I will watch it along with Romancing the Stone because I've heard both of those are extremely good.
Brad says doesn't like Knight's Tale but loves Romancing the Stone. Knight's Tale, overhyped, not
It's
very good.
so good.
Wait, what
It's
did you
only
say?
good if you grew up watching it as a 12-year-old girl.
Jeremy likes it, and he was a 35 or 33.
Whoa, add all
Jeremy
these-
is a 12-year-old girl. Look at how tight those pants are.
Only because I bought him for him.
I do. She just big. She got me this too, though, so
I did.
I can't complain.
So, yep. You know
So-
who else has their shopping done for them? 12-year-old girls.
And 12-year-old boys.
You know, at 12, I'm pretty sure my mom was dropping me off at the mall to do shopping on my own. Thank you.
The fact that you even returned home. That's
I
an
know.
untrustworthy age.
Okay, well, this was how many years ago now? I'm pretty sure the world was a
43?
little bit safer. 43! Okay, if I am a 55-year-old woman, I am looking dang good for 55.
That's an opinion anyway. I'm just kidding.
I'm dying over here. I'm dying.
Can you imagine if I were 55 and just had Chip? He wouldn't graduate until I was 73.
That sounds horrible.
What if you skipped a couple grades?
We keep joking that if he gets Jeremy's brains, he's just gonna like skip first
Why
grade and all
my
that, go
brains?
straight to college, and he'll
I
show up at
just called
preschool.
me a troglodyte at the beginning of the
Okay, here's the
episode.
thing.
You're socially inept, but you're book smart.
Exactly.
I don't know. I did have.
Okay,
Exactly
let's look
same
at
thing.
Sheldon. Let's look at Sheldon.
I am not Sheldon.
You wish you were Sheldon.
I am not Sheldon.
You're not enough in any category to be defined as anything. You're sort of
Okay,
like the
Leonard.
nebulous in between.
Would you rather be known as Leonard?
I would rather
You're
be
the
known
who's the
as-
guy that wears the Dickies?
No,
what's his name?
Howard?
Howard.
Yeah, you're Howard for sure. It's not even
But
close.
then what's his? I'm not his wife,
Bernadette?
Bernadette.
Yeah.
I don't talk up like this.
Yes, you don't think you do. Do you ever watch
You
the
could do
podcast?
Jesse.
I can do Jesse, but that's different.
It's not different.
Yep.
Whatever.
Ridiculous.
So Swanky says Kara's wearing men's clothes and Jeremy's wearing girls' pants.
When in Rome. Welcome, everybody.
Attends Chip's graduation with a walker. We're gonna have cybernetic implants by then. I
Right.
hope.
Not if they're
Seriously.
That's
made
my
by-
only chance.
Not
Otherwise,
if they're
I'm...
made by CD Projekt Red. You imagine if your cybernetic limb glitched?
Right.
Yep. Oh, man.
Free stooge yourself.
Yep.
Have they done any big updates to?
I don't think so. I don't know. Now they're
I know that a lot of people didn't like the game. I thought it was totally fine.
Are you talking about Red Dead 2?
No.
Where?
Pan Am made up for it. Cyberpunk.
Oh,
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. Sorry. I keep forgetting that they did Cyberpunk. Yeah, that
So.
game was glitchy. We need to call the glitch techs.
It's actually kind of cute. So I have never seen. So Kara always watches these news. So when the last guest was on, we talked about Kipo, I believe. I think when Daryl was on. We talked about Kipo. So Kara watches all these other shows. So she's watched a Nickelodeon show called Glitch Techs. Chris, you might actually really like it. You like Nickelodeon shows, right?
The name besides SpongeBob, name some Nickelodeon.
Fairly
shows.
Odd Parents?
That's Nickelodeon. You sure?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's two that I like.
Angry Beavers,
I've only ever seen
Cat
because
Dog,
of you.
Rugrats.
Did not like Cat Dog. Have not seen Rugrats.
I do
Wild
know
Thornberries?
though that
Wild Thornberry is my jam.
That's Nickelodeon.
Nigel.
they're doing something with that again, aren't they?
Oh my.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to make a live action, weren't they?
Wild Thornberry is very, very
thought?
good.
So, anyways, you like a lot of you like
Tim Curry.
Can
In
you?
a wheelchair.
I don't care
Is
if he's
he
in a wheelchair, or not.
I thought he was.
What? Hold on.
And
This
back to
can't be
Rise of the
true.
Podcast Googles.
Tim Curry.
I thought he had like a stroke or something.
Oh, in 2012 he had a major stroke. I did not know
Oh.
this. Mostly reduces his roles to voice acting. He continues to perform as a singer and make appearances in fans conventions. I did
Interesting.
not know that. Holy, he is old. Damn.
So what they do is they just CGI his body like they did with Tarkin and they did with Luke, and he can voice it. It's fine.
He's 75 years old.
He looks.
Isn't that crazy?
What's
Well,
he-
this is 30 years ago. So this
Oh, I was like, he looks young.
this is
No, so have you watched Psych? Lassie had a stroke like what 3 or 4 years ago,
Oh, Tim.
and he just he was in one of the movies they recently did, and you can just see he is struggling to like walk or do anything. Like they,
Bummer. Lassiter's like my favorite.
I know Lassie was awesome.
He's so funny in that show.
Carlton Lassiter and Marlowe.
you should
I think he
name your
was
second
in
son
Lucifer,
Carlton.
Too.
Was he?
Lucifer
What's that?
apparently just ended a couple days ago.
Yeah, the new season.
No, the series.
Well, I'm gonna have to get caught up.
But back to Glitch Techs. Just
It sounds like BlizzTex. I can't get over that.
Glitch Techs. It's really cute. So these characters, they're gamers, and when video games glitch, the glitch comes out in real life and like attacks you. So these
It starts
people
destroying
show up and they
things.
have to defeat the glitch in a certain way. Like one of them like I have to like replay Castlevania in real life in order to fight the glitch, and then one of them you got to like Tetris the glitch to get it to disappear. But then Men in Black memory wipe everybody, and
so nobody knows glitch texts are real, or that when your game glitches, it actually comes out of the system.
Yeah, and then it's just really cute. They like do all this stuff. So you level up, like if you like start off beating low level glitches, so they go to their first one and it's just this little tiny goblin glitch, and he's like, "Meh," and he's like hitting him with a hammer, it's not doing anything, and they beat him and it needs 1 XP. And it's 10,000 to level up. When you 10,000, you can get like mounts and different, weapons and jetpacks and boosters. But there's just so many classic video game references from like Mario, like Donkey Kong, like classic video game references. I'm surprised there's that many in there.
It's a really good. I like it a lot. I already cruised through it, and I told Jeremy, I was like, when I'm gone, like I went out with Mimi last night.
Yeah.
I was
out glitch text.
I was out with Mimi last night, and I was like, watch glitch text. So.
I like the idea of you having a list of shows for Jeremy to watch when you're dead.
I should do it.
This is what you need to watch. That's next week. That'll be part of the podcast.
I have to find a bunch of
you have to
shows
bucket
and
list
movies.
shows that they have to watch when you die.
All right.
Actually, so that it reminds me of, I had this thought the other day, because like you pitch me shows to watch all the time.
Yep.
I don't know if it would be something to do as just like a bit on the podcast, or something to do like somehow, like it doesn't need to be content, but I feel like we could do something interesting with it.
Right.
But something where it's like you suggest something to me, like I have to watch it, right? And I do the same thing to you guys. Like, so it's like, for example, it could be like, I don't know, like if it's like a 45-minute long show or something like that, maybe it's like a few episodes of it or something, or if it's like a shorter thing, maybe a season, or if it's a movie or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like mandatory like movie club or something, and then you do like a review on it or something, like something that. Or whatever, because like I've been pitching Romancing the Stone from like the beginning of the podcast. I feel like, but
Where can you watch it?
What?
Where can you watch it?
I honestly don't know. I own the DVD,
Oh,
so if you have a DVD player, you can watch it that way.
we've got the Xbox.
Watch.
I'm beating you to it.
Man.
If you go to IMDb, it'll.
YouTube $3, Apple TV $3, Vudu, Amazon Prime.
It's worth $3 for sure. It's $4.
Michael Douglas's best movie. Get out of here.
It might be. Oh, have you seen Falling Down?
No.
That's Michael Douglas's best movie.
Well, not according to Google.
Google can.
So why wouldn't I want to watch that over Romancing the Stone?
Because they're completely different movies. Whoops, I don't have the cast, but yeah. Anyway, Michael Douglas, you can watch that for $3.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna read the plot synopsis. A middle-aged man dealing with both unemployment and divorce, William Foster, Michael Douglas, is having a bad day. When his car breaks down on a Los Angeles highway, he leaves his vehicle and begins a trek across the city to attend his daughter's birthday party. As he makes his way through the urban landscape, his frustration and bitterness become more evident, resulting in violent encounters of various people, including a vengeful gang and a dutiful veteran cop, played by Robert Duvall. It's very good.
How many times has Robert Duvall played a police officer?
That's a good question.
I loved Secondhand Lions of his. Such a good movie.
Has Robert
Do you want me to
Duvall
blow your mind right now?
Sure.
Your Ahsoka ring?
Yeah.
They now manufacture a cheap Chinese knockoff that looks identical for $5.
Of course they do. But I've got a real one and Ashley Eckstein's signature.
Jeez.
Ooh, Robert Duvall's looking a little rough these days.
Yep, he did not age like fine wine.
Oh, he's 90 though, so give him at 90. He's looking all right.
Is it Robert Duvall?
Okay.
Is he the one in Gone in 60 Seconds and he has the cop revving up to blow the cocaine away? Yeah.
Jeremy, would you
The
say my
Cadillac
grandma
V12.
Hobby looks 90?
I don't know. I'm not going to answer that on camera.
I don't think my grandma Hobby looks 90, and she is 90.
He was Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird. Let's see here. I have no idea how to see whether or not he's a cop. He was in the MASH movie.
Ooh.
He was in THX 1138. That's a George Lucas thing.
I got one for you. Address of the girl in Glitch Tech. What was the house number?
Nico's?
Yep. See? All these references. Kara missed
What's
one.
68?
1337.
What? What's 1337?
You what, mate?
Oh, is that the Star Wars? No,
That's
that
THX. It's George
Oh.
Lucas's first like major project.
1138, 1337's lead.
One- Oh, that's right.
Yep.
I should know that. My username.
You just said 1138. Yeah, 1138 is the TH is the
Yeah.
Lucas one, and then 1337 is.
Yep, that's right.
Wait, what's your user? What username is 1?
8R0W113. It's Brownie and Lead.
Oh, and I thought you had 1337 in there.
You're a
But yeah.
goober. He's still making movies. Dang. And 12 Mighty Orphans. He was Mason Hawk in 2021.
dang.
You're 90. He was on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert in 2021 as well.
Dang.
Oh, come on.
What?
I just
Oh, the
looked at-
game is really good. And Wall Street. Okay. Yeah, and okay, Brad's bringing up all the Michael Douglas movies. I haven't seen Black Rain. Ant-Man, obviously, Michael Douglas is in. It's pretty good in that. Wall Street, the original Wall Street movie, amazing. The game, really, really good. Actually, Jeremy, you remember the movie that you were in with Ethan, or that short film I did in
Yes.
college? So when I pitched that idea to my professor, he's like, "You need to watch the game." And like the premise of him torturing you on your birthday, the plot of the game is Michael Douglas. There's like a secret like thing you can agree to do, basically, right? And like people are gonna like attack you and chase after you and do all this crazy stuff, but it's all part of this game or whatever. And it's like one of those things where it's like if you decide to accept and play the game, you can't quit, can't do this or that and whatever. And like it's basically it's like by the time like you finish it or whatever, everyone's like, "Oh, it's amazing," or whatever. But, like throughout the thing, like you feel like you're being stalked or people are trying to ram your car off the road and stuff. It's really good.
Huh.
I haven't seen Basic Instinct or Fatal Attraction either. But anyway, Michael Douglas has been in a million movies. They're all pretty good. Romancing the Stone is good, but not as good as Falling Down. Here's the thing, though. Romancing the Stone is like something you can just pop on and watch. Falling Down, like, you kind of got to be in the mode to watch it because that one's more of like, well, like, there's like violence and stuff like that. And it's like you can't just be like, "Oh, I'm going to watch a movie," and be like, "Falling Down is what I'm watching."
Okay.
What are you reading?
So I looked up this thing and who's played the most cops. Apparently there's some foreign actor. His name is Jagdish Raj Kunara. He has the Guinness World Record for being in 144 films as a police officer.
Dang.
Well, in Indian cinema cranks them out too.
Yep. Anyways, but then so somebody else just asked on a forum which actor has played the role of a cop in the most different movies. And somebody said Harrison Ford, which I find that extremely unlikely.
Well,
Yeah.
so is Deckard Cain considered a cop? Han
Is that-
Solo's definitely not a cop.
No, he's not a
Indiana
no.
Jones, definitely not a cop.
No.
Speaking of Star Wars, somebody asked if Mark Hamill thinks of Carrie Fisher, and he said that he thinks about her a lot, and she's probably up looking down at him, giving him the middle finger.
She was pure sass.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Who's the guy who played? I can't remember his name right now.
Reginald Bell Johnson played Marlo Winslow.
Marlowe? That's not his first name.
No,
Carl
no.
Winslow. You said Marlo Winslow.
Did I?
That's what it sounded like.
And then did he play a cop in Die Hard as
He
well?
did. Die Hard and Die Hard 2.
And another cop in Turner and Hooch. And
Oh,
another
yep.
cop in Like Mike.
I haven't seen Like Mike.
And another cop in Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Wow. Well, then it goes. I'm gonna give
Reginald
it.
Bell Johnson.
Yep. I'm gonna give it.
He's awesome. I love that guy.
Who is it?
This
Reginald
guy.
Bell the guy who played Carl Winslow in Family Matters.
Yeah.
All right. You're gonna say something though, Chris. You're gonna ask about
Well,
something.
the guy who played Hank Schrader in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the actor.
Oh, I love that dude, the bald guy.
Yeah, so he in an interview, I remember specifically like hearing him say he's like his career has been alphabet soup, like FBI, DEA, blah blah blah, or whatever. It's like he always is playing some kind of law enforcement guy.
I wish I knew his name because I want to know what some other. Shows
Oh
he played.
God, I'm gonna feel so stupid looking up his name. It's Hank Schrader. Dean Norris. Dean Norris is
So
the
name his filmography. What other shows? Is he
Okay, let's see here.
I
I
met
know he's
Stephen
played a-
Michael Cazada, who
He
played
is
Gomi.
awesome.
Okay, filmography. So he was a cop in Police Academy 6.
He's played a lot of like military characters as well, like generals and.
Yeah. So do you want me to list every
No, just
cop.
one that
Okay, so he was in Police Academy 6, Lethal Weapon 2,
Okay.
Hard to Kill, Total Recall. He was not a cop in that one. Terminator 2, SWAT team leader. The Firm. That's a good movie. Let's see here. Other ones that you would know. Starship Troopers.
Oh, really?
The Cell. The One. That Jet Li movie.
Starship Troopers. Is that the one with Tim Allen?
No, that's not Starship Troopers. Why can't I think of what it's called? Galaxy Quest.
Yep.
I just watched that.
Very different movie.
Yeah.
That's got Severus Snape in it.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman.
Alan
Yep.
Rickman, who also played in Die Hard.
Yep. Die
Nice
Hard
Gerber.
2, I think. Little Miss Sunshine, Evan Almighty, Get the Gringo, some newer stuff after Breaking Bad that I don't know.
What about a military one? There's got to be one where he plays a military.
Yeah, it was Starship Troopers, a couple other ones. So on TV, anything?
Odd. He played
NYPD
Space
Blue,
Force.
Who?
X-Files.
The guy Chris is talking about.
Oh.
What
I don't
was your
I
question?
think he played in Space Force.
Oh. I think you're right.
Space Force, what year is that?
Like now.
2020, I think it came out.
Okay, so going backwards, he was in Superstore, Better Call Saul.
Superstore. He was
He
in
was a
Super?
He was
superstar?
in Big Bang Theory as Colonel Richard Williams.
That's the one I am
Yes.
thinking
Unbreakable Kimmy
Yeah.
Schmidt.
of. He's doing the satellite.
He's in the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I love that show.
What
Unbreakable. I'm alive, damn it.
else? He was on The Mentalist, CSI New York, Law and Order LA. Some of these are one shots. Some of these are longer things.
Okay, so definitely not Space Force.
No, the one I was thinking of
No.
was Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
Yeah, because and then Sheldon sneaks out and tells him he can do the satellite for cheaper and smarter or whatever, and then they all get mad. There's a whole bunch of drama.
Have you watched Space Force, Chris?
I watched like the first 4 episodes. So Steve Carell's a hit or miss guy for me.
Okay.
I'll tell you who makes that show is the guy who plays Marv in Red.
Yes.
I can't think of his name.
Guy who plays Marv in Red.
Well, you don't have to Google it. I'll come up with it.
He's the crazy.
There's a movie with a name,
he
Becoming
looks-
John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
John Malkovich makes Space Force
Yeah,
for me.
he's-
He's so funny in it.
Yeah.
He's the scientist, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I
And
love
he's
him.
just
Yeah, no, he's
sick
good.
of
Steve Carell.
yes.
All right, so Brad says Harrison Ford is a cop in Blade Runner. If there's a line where he says to the captain, "If you're not a cop, you're little people," and then so he says some people need to be punched in the face, and then Brad commented a picture of Gary the Snail.
From
That's why he says
Nickelodeon?
work related. Like it's Gary the Snail from SpongeBob.
Why does Brad have that emote?
I don't
Take away
know.
His emote
We
privileges. Put that in the
So speaking of
spam filter. I'm kidding.
Speaking of emotes and whatnot, so starting next week, we're Twitch only.
Oh dang! All right.
So this is your last chance to watch us live on YouTube and on Facebook. Not that any people are, I think, but let's see here. Channels. We have 1 person watching on Facebook and 3 on Twitch and none on YouTube.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, we got 4 people. We're good with that, right?
So, yeah, so we're going to be Twitch only moving forward starting next week. So
Hot
hopefully
dang.
that'll help. We're only dropping 2.5% of our frames today, but
I'm gonna do some hardwiring for next week.
Yeah.
yep. I'm not
Stream
looking
in
forward to
4K.
doing that stencil. That's going to suck so hard.
What stencil?
Of the logo on the new set.
Oh, Ashley's not doing the.
Well,
She's
no,
gonna-
she's
she's
making
gonna-
it for us. It's just going to be one of those things where we're going to have to futz with it for about an hour to get it lined up right.
yeah.
Because it's going to be in 12 different pieces. So like getting everything just so, because I don't want it to look like crap.
Why not?
Why not?
Uh,
Oh, there's another Gary the Snail. Good job, Brad.
Get out of here with your snails. Swanky, change Brad's profile.
He's on
and there
charge
to
of the
be a
Twitch
snail.
stream.
No, in Discord.
Oh.
Make Brad Snail the slow man.
So I'm trying to think if there's
There's
anything
another
else.
snail.
it's an infestation.
Let's
There's
see.
worse things than snails.
I mean, it's
We
true.
just
You
poured
had
salt
snails
on
on our
snails.
honeymoon.
Yep. I did have escargot, didn't I?
You did. I think the only thing you didn't have was the frog legs.
No, I tried those. They taste like bad fish.
But there was something ox tongue.
Ox tongue, I don't think I did.
When we were on our honeymoon, you could get like the, I don't know, the exotic dish
Every night.
every night,
They had a
and
different one.
it was always there was one. It was like rabbit One was ox tongue. There was escargot. There was
The frog legs.
the frog legs. And the guy that we were seated with, he and his wife, he always got the gross thing. And P.S. they had a baby like 2 or 3 months after we did.
Really?
Yep.
No kidding.
Yep.
Way to tell me on the. Now, what is that? A gator?
No, it's another Gary.
How
He's
many
just, he's
snails
just
do
doing the
people-
squinty eye, like, suspicious look.
How many snails are there? I have to do squinty. No one's even commented on my glasses. I'm just kidding. They're not. They're old. I'm back to the ones that we did when we started and I got new glasses. You were mad when I switched to my other pair?
Oh, apparently I haven't been looking at your face. We have to have consistency.
You're too busy putting T-shirts over it.
Oh, so speaking of T-shirts, if you guys are still interested, there's another, 2.5 weeks left to order some tees. Apparently, there's some sort of weird problem with my account, so I can't see how many we've been selling or have been ordered or anything. So hopefully that gets resolved and I can update people on the Discord. I'll bring that up too. People on Discord, link in the description if you want to join our Discord. And let people know if stuff's like getting close to actually being printed or whatever.
What are you doing?
I will say there is
I'm pointing at the t-shirts.
there is one there is one important thing to note about the laser printed ones in the wash and care instructions. You cannot put these in the dryer. They have to hang dry. Otherwise, it can crack and destroy the printing. So, if we sell more than 30 of an individual one, which I don't think that we will, but if we sell more than 30, then they go to regular screen printing, and then you can do whatever you want to them. But those are the ones that are available. We've got the logo tee. Oh, we got to unlock these. We got the logo tee. We've got the Galactic Tour Tee. Jeremy's phrase. All of them are available until October 1st. And don't put them in the dryer.
I was actually kind of thinking, how funny would it have been if I took my shirt off? So then when you blinked it away, it was like I wasn't wearing a shirt. I don't know if nipples are allowed on the internet. So
I don't know if they're allowed
Free
on
the
Cat
nipple.
7 either.
so
I mean, yeah, Brad says, but then it'll look vintage. We'll say care instructions at your own
Risk.
discretion.
I have an idea. Brad, buy 2. Put one away and then.
Yep. Bring one with you to the barbecue next summer or whatever we're doing. I can't remember. Remember you were saying we should have a bunch of people up and do a
Yeah.
barbecue outside
Yeah.
the building.
We
Whenever
should.
that happens.
We'll do it.
For West End Flourish
Yeah.
Right.
next year.
West End Flourish.
Have you seen a picture of the building vintage yet?
Oh, yeah. My mom showed me like 5 of them.
From
Really?
like the early 1900s or whatever.
Well, so it was built in... So the
20.
listing was wrong. It wasn't built in 20. It was built in 22.
Oh, got it.
But she showed me a picture of it in like 28 and one in 40.
Did it have all the glass and everything?
Yeah.
How come
I
never got to see
want
any of
that
those?
so bad. I want all that glass back. Get rid of those pink, nasty panels. They're disgusting and gross.
You know, like the spray painted doob on the side.
Oh, Lord.
They just knew I was gonna buy it eventually.
I just
Oh,
want
that's
all the
too
windows
far
back. I don't think it's too much to ask. It's right there, isn't it?
What? No, that's... Oh, yep, there it is. So this is... That's the building right there in 19...
That's the picture my mom sent me today. Yeah.
whatever. So, yeah, that's... So, like, right here is where the train is. The Chief Theater's over here.
Yep.
This is the vape store.
How unfortunate that that's what it is
So,
now.
yeah. And
Imagine
actually,
somebody-
you can kind of see what the architect was talking about, too. There's the little bevel
Yep.
on the 45. There's a corner entrance there.
Oh, there was a corner entrance?
Yep.
Yeah. It used to be.
Yeah,
a
it's,
corner
you can see it
entrance.
better right here. It's like at a 45.
What?
Yeah. And
That's sick. Why did they straighten it out?
the architect.
What morons?
The architect called it. That's the most impressive part. He was like, "Oh, they used to have a corner entrance," and I'm like, "How
Yeah.
did you know that?"
Yeah, from the foundation.
Why
to the
would they get
basement.
rid of the corner entrance? That looks
I think-
sick.
It looks sick, but it's much more functional where the entrance is right now.
No,
Yeah.
you shut your pie hole.
No.
You're not
sorry,
allowed an opinion.
Roof access only for Kara from now on.
She could fly in her chopper.
I'll bungee in like Carmen San Diego.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Carmen San Diego was a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
She stole
She was
stuff?
stealing. Yeah, she was stealing like landmarks. or
Didn't you hear what
something.
happened to her? She's a good guy now.
So who's the bad guy now?
I don't know. Ask
Kara.
Kara.
Where's Walt?
Okay,
Kara, are you
okay.
the bad
So
guy?
there's a Carmen Sandiego.
Billie Eilish is the bad guy. Never mind.
Right.
Right? There's a Carmen Sandiego cartoon show on Netflix, and it shows like the origins of Carmen, and she is found as a baby and brought back to this tropical island where there is a school called Vile. And so she's raised, and it's teaching people how to be professional thieves.
Okay.
And she goes through the training and everything like that, and she ends up failing. And I don't remember.
She fails at being a criminal.
She was failed on purpose.
Oh my goodness.
She was.
She was too good.
No,
Yeah.
she was failed on purpose because the guy who found her didn't want her to live the life of crime.
Then
Because
why did he bring her to criminal school then?
she was a baby found on the side of the road.
I don't understand how. Oh, this baby they found on the road, crime school. No, wait, change of heart. You can't graduate crime school. This already makes no sense.
It's
So
funny. I like hearing you
he's
describe it.
he's on a mission to go and do something, and he was like, I can't just leave this baby here. So he takes her with him and just raises her on the island.
Okay.
And
So
then
is he a criminal?
He is. And so he ends up just
Okay.
listen. He ends up, raising her there, and so she goes through the crime school and she tries to, go through the classes and everything like that, and he fails her. Like he makes it so she fails his class.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want her, because they are willing to like kill people and do all this horrible stuff.
Okay.
And so she gets angry, and I forget why she ends up.
She's trying to prove herself.
She sneaks herself into the mission for the graduates, and she realizes that they're gonna kill a guy because they were told leave no witnesses, and that was her point of like, what? And
Okay.
so she ends up escaping the island and starting her own thing where she steals stuff back from Vile and gives it back to museums and whatnot. And then eventually in a future season, the guy that found her joins her.
Okay.
It's good. I like
So
it.
this doesn't retcon the original one and make it good, or is this still like a prequel? Or
Well, so remember the original Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego was a game show.
right, absolutely. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, and then they give clues to. You got to use the clues to track her down.
Yeah, you had to answer like geography questions to figure out like where she was. And then at the end they had like those like siren things, and you had to like place them in the right spot or whatever. On that
So
big
cool!
map.
I remember that.
So I like it. I thought it was cute. I don't know.
Cam says, "What's up with all the redemption stories for every villain? Can't evil just be good at being evil anymore?"
What's some?
That's
good-
the problem. So remember when I said
Maleficent
like the
was
best
another
bad
one.
guys you don't know anything about?
Yeah.
That's the problem with examining bad guys is you have to give them redeemable qualities.
To make this come full circle and talk about Star Wars, I saw a post on Reddit that said, for people who grew up in the 70s, when was Vader like respected as a villain? And people said, like was it after A New Hope, Empire, or Return of the Jedi? And people were saying, dude, he was awesome after New Hope because you didn't know anything about him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like he was just bad. Where are those plans?
Yeah. You're part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away.
I love it. So
Spoilers.
get out of here. Get out of here. What other ones? I mean, you've got the whole premise. It wasn't retconning them, but you've got. So Kara brought up a good one. Maleficent was evil, and they tried to like give her a point of view. I'd like to. What are some other ones? But
Well, the
So
new
in-
Cruella movie, she was
Yeah.
the bad guy, and apparently
In
she's...
Once Upon a Time, the Evil Queen.
Oh, yep. Man, that's such a good show.
It is such a good show.
I forget that you like that show, and it creeps me out because I come home and Pinocchio is like wooden, and then he turns into like really handsome, and now I know why Kara watches
yes,
it.
he
I
does.
know,
Yes. August.
And it's like
It's not just a hot month, girls.
It's ridiculous. It's like, oh, what do you see in that show? It's ridiculous.
Well, so first of all, the main character was on House.
Oh,
She was one of the first, like, of his resident doctors or whatever. Yeah, she was Dr.
I know
Cameron.
Fee is in it. Fiona Glenn from Burn Notice.
She's
Yeah.
in the final season when Henry's all grown up.
Cam says Once Upon a Time was an excellent show. I agree.
What is wrong with all you people?
You need to watch it.
All right,
I
so
can't
this
handle
is
it.
going to be your first mandatory
No,
watch.
not
Yes!
that one.
It was
Anything
my
but
third
that one.
watch through.
I'll watch Romancing the Cinderella.
Romancing the Cinderella.
I'm trying to think of what other ones people that they've.
But anyway, it's just like, what's it, the guy who plays Gus Fring? What kind of Giancarlo
Oh
Esposito's
yeah,
in it?
he's the mirror.
Yep, yeah, he's the magic mirror.
Yep.
He's just amazing.
Trying to think of.
The whole movie's based on that way, so it's not making somebody who was once bad good,
Oh,
but kind
David?
of despicable me.
David's in Manifest.
Gru.
I haven't seen Manifest.
It's a show where the people disappear on a plane for 5 years and then come back.
That's right.
It got canceled after 3 seasons.
But Netflix picked it up for a final season. Praise God.
Because there's a weird following of people who watch that show.
It's a good show.
But no, so Gru. The whole point of that is him being a good bad guy.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like Doofenshmirtz type of thing.
Oh, I love him though. Perry the Platypus.
Yeah. A platypus? Perry the platypus!
He's my favorite bad guy.
I'm trying to, but anyway, it's such a common trope these days to take your villain and make either show their point of view or give them some redeemable qualities or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Did somebody say that Mufasa's skin is in Scar's lair
His skull.
when he's doing the?
Oh, yeah, that's the fan theory is that's a lion's skull and it's Mufasa.
It seems really small though.
Who here?
Scar's hide is in Hercules.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
right,
is.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
Who here loves the movie Up?
I've never seen it because I'm afraid it's really sad.
It's
So the
the
first
big-
15 minutes are a tragedy, but everything else is good about it.
Yeah,
So
it's
did you
too cute.
notice? Spoiler alert, Gwen. His wife dies. That's why he makes the balloon
That's why
house.
the beginning is sad, just so you know.
Okay.
By the way, the voice actor for the old man just passed away.
Oh.
That's a bummer.
But anyways,
Norm?
No,
Yeah, right.
it was not Norm Macdonald.
in the show, it always shows his wife tying his tie. Mm-hmm. So to her funeral, he wears a bow tie because he doesn't know how to wear a tie. He doesn't know how to tie a tie. That was a movie detail. I was like, oh, it's so sad.
What will you do if I die
What's the
before you?
professional name for a tie? A cravat?
What? No,
The
cravat's a totally
cravat's
different
the-
thing. That's, yeah.
Is that an ascot? Is the poofy one?
Is it? And then the cravat's like the tucked in one?
I think
It's,
so.
anyway, it's a different thing.
But there's a professional name for a tie. It's like a
Professional or fancy?
history of the tie.
Fancy name of the tie.
20 synonyms for necktie.
Do the history of the tie.
Bandana, jerkin, bandana with 2 ends, tailcoat, ascot, tailcoat.
No, do history of men's
History of the neck.
necktie. There you go. It's a name. It's like worn into battle by knights. Way back.
I feel
in
that's
the
a
day.
bad idea. Like, what if you get stuck on something that's like you hang yourself?
Variants include the ascot, bow, bolo, zipper tie, cravat, and the knit. The modern necktie, ascot, and bow tie are descendant of the cravat. Neckties are generally unsized but may be available in longer sizes. I have a very circuitous neck, so I have to wear extra large neckties. The Steinkirk,
Oh.
stocks, solitaires, neckcloths, cravats, stocks, scarves, bandanas, bow ties, neckerchiefs, ascots, the long tie. There's different ties for it.
So right there, it says origin. Is there anything about it, or does it just start with cravat? I thought there was something about knights.
The necktie spread from Europe and traces to Croatian mercenaries serving in France during the 30 Years' War of 1618 to 1648. These mercenaries wore the traditional small knotted neckerchiefs, aroused the interest of the Parisians because of the difference between the Croatian word for Croats, Hrvati, and the French word Croats. The garment gained the name cravat.
No, so it kind of was cravat, was what I was thinking of. But
Yeah, so cravat. This is a cravat.
they used to like wear them in battle.
Interesting.
That looks like a beetle from back here.
Kind of does. So what's an ascot then?
Ascot.
That was the thing Hopadiah wears.
Yeah, I thought, but that looked like an ascot to me.
That's a
Oh, so it's kind of the
Very,
same
very
thing.
similar.
Okay.
An ascot tie or hanker tie is a neckband with wide pointed wings, traditionally made of pale gray patterned silk. Interesting. So they're color. Okay.
What does
Specific.
Fred and Scooby-Doo wear?
He wears an ascot, but it's
But it's orange. It's
I
not
think-
gray.
okay. Is Fred's ascot
Is it
really an ascot? So according to Scooby-Doofanon.fandom.com, it's an ascot.
Okay.
In the original series, he wears an orange ascot tie with a blue shirt. Everything says it's an ascot.
I just want to know why that
It
was.
doesn't look like an ascot to me. It looks like a neckerchief is what I would call that.
I just want to know why this isn't the first. Like, why is this? How is this? Who else cares about talking about Fred's ascot validity? Like, that question's been answered and asked before. Not only asked, but answered.
Typed into Google and it's a blank page and it said yes.
Yep.
I have no idea what Brad clipped, but he clipped something.
Ooh, I'm curious.
Cam says Croatian mercenaries are the origin of the necktie.
Interesting.
Brad says you may be thinking of leathernecks.
What, the football players?
Those are Marines, I believe.
Oh, I thought those were jarheads.
A leatherneck is a military slang term for a member of the United States Marine Corps. It's generally believed to originate from the wearing of a leather stock that went around the neck.
Huh.
Interesting.
I think to stop you from getting decapitated.
Probably.
So
That's crazy.
a neckerchief is also known as a four in hand, apparently. Cam's got all the knowledge for
Ties.
for ties.
Who
Jeremy,
would've thought?
you should wear a bolo tie.
Be on the lookout. What
Yeah,
is
be on the lookout for the tie that
Put an
Jeremy's.
APB out on a bolo tie.
Want to sit down? What? Okay. Got random people standing in our hallway.
Oh, randos, huh?
Yeah.
Better kick him out.
Yeah, they would wear the leather straps to protect themselves from bayonet.
So, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't want to get hit by a bayonet. I'd rather get shot, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine being, oh man, bayoneted.
Oh, no, thanks. I don't want to think about that. That's
Is there a
gross.
show called Bayonetta or a video game?
I think there's a video game.
Anyways, speaking of video games and speaking of Star Wars, directly to the fans, whether Gabe is still here or not, I know when we talk about video games,
game.
he surfaces from the shadows. They're remaking KOTOR, Knights of the Republic, and at first they made it seem like it was only a PS5 exclusive, but it is going to come out for PC as well.
Nice.
So
Hallelujah.
Maybe
Hallelujah.
once we get to the new spot, we can do a playthrough for the gaming channel.
Heck
that would
yeah.
be dope. So did you played the first one, right?
I watched Tony play the first one. I played the second one, I think.
Wait, you didn't play the first one?
I didn't have an Xbox.
So in that one you can wield a single lightsaber, two lightsabers, and then do the Maul style lightsaber.
Yep.
But I was talking to Kara's brother about it when we dropped off Chip, and he was like, the problem when you play a video game and then you level up and your new loot is better than your old loot. So you'd get metal sabers in that game that were made out of like the same stuff that's that you can like hit a lightsaber with. So sometimes you had to like switch out a lightsaber for this stupid steel vibranium bayonet type of thing. But
It's a good game.
because who wants to play a Star Wars game and use a pirate saber?
Yeah, nobody.
Arr!
You know what that reminds me of? Is, oh crap, now I can't remember the name of it.
Borderlands.
Fable.
Oh, Fable. Yeah.
Okay,
what?
do you remember? Okay, so actually, I just want to jump back real quick. My first and only Xbox that I've ever owned is the 360. I've never owned any.
Yep. And that
Although-
red ringed on you eventually.
I have owned 5 Xbox 360s because of red rings.
Ridiculous.
I bought mine, it red ringed, I returned it, got it back. I still count that as one.
Right.
That one died out of warranty. Bought another one. That one died. Bought another one. That one died. Bought another one. That one died. The Elite is the only one that I have that hasn't died.
Dang.
Meanwhile, David and I had
You are
our
a glutton
original
for
360s
punishment.
forever.
Well, the only people I knew that were playing video games online were playing on Xbox.
Yeah.
I've owned one PlayStation 3 that still is doing work. My Xbox hasn't been plugged in 5 or 6 years.
Not surprising.
Do we still have your Halo Xbox?
I don't think so.
No?
Maybe
Sold
we
it?
do. I don't know.
Anyway, there's a thing, I can't remember if it was Fable 2 or Fable 3, where you would earn rent in real time. So, like, if you, like, didn't play for a month and log back in, you would get all of your rent or whatever. I wonder if I turned Fable 3 back on, how much money I would get.
Well, my
That would
favorite
be
thing
hilarious to
about
see.
Fable 1, and they kind of did this in KOTOR, I believe, or at least the second one. So if you play like a Sith, you slowly like look like a Sith. But in Fable 1, if you played evilly, you'd like would like grow.
Yeah, you get more
beard.
grotesque.
Yeah, you get grotesque. And if you played nice, you got more like
handsome,
handsome and heavenly or whatever. But my favorite thing about that one is you can buy a house in a neighborhood. You buy a house. You go in there, you put all your war trophies in there, then you sell it, and it's worth more because it's got these trophies in it. Then you break in, you rip all the trophies off the wall, it lowers the value back down. You rebuy it at the cheaper price, and you just keep doing it. It was an infinite money.
Oh my gosh.
Not that I did it or anything.
Of course not. Not that Jeremy would do anything like that ever.
That was back when I had to wait for my DSL time and go to cheatcc.com.
Yes.
To look up all
Oh,
my cheat codes.
I totally forgot about that.
Good old cheat code central.
Yep. There's no way that is still around.
I bet it is. Cheatcc.com.
Definitely went on there for many cheat codes.
I actually typed in heatcc.com.
Yeah. What? Why is Sal on CheatCC? Anyway,
Sal
from Impractical Jokers.
I don't know.
I watched 90 hours of it last week. Thanks, Marty. Anyway, and
so
Ryan's
it's still a
favorite
thing.
Show. Oh yeah, it looks honestly a little bit like a pornography site. The way that it, not that I would know, but it does. Anyway, Brad says, to this day, I don't know why Nerf was licensed to make lightsabers. Swanky went through 4 Xbox 360s. His Elite also never died. That was the first 360 they made that wasn't a total piece of crap. Why Nerf wasn't licensed to make lightsabers. Yeah, that makes me get a Nerf lightsaber. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It's Nerf or nothing. Double eyeballs. Get out of here, Brad.
They have a podcast. We need to invade their turf.
What, CheatCC does?
Yes.
What would they talk about? Cheating?
I don't know.
No, so you talking about doing the price raising and lowering of the house. There's a YouTuber I follow called the Spiffing Brit, and all he does, so he's British.
Yeah. I hope.
I would assume.
And all he does, like, he finds like exploits and glitches in games and stuff. It's like that's exactly like something he would do. Is like the title would be like "How to Make Infinite Money in Fable 3" or something, and then he would just like show like how you set that whole thing up or whatever. And it's really really funny. But yeah, so like exploits and workarounds and stuff like that are always really
hands
interesting
down
to me.
because we're talking about old school gaming moments. My 2 favorite glitches in all of existence were both in Halo 2, and one of them was the super jump. And the fact that people figured out that the way the map was put together, where the seams of the 3D models would meet, there was certain ones where if you hit them just right, you bounce a little bit. So if you could hit it from a certain distance, you'd almost glitch through, but the map would realize you were sneaking through, so it would overcompensate the physics and then just blast you sky high, and you could get to points in like multiplayer maps and things like that. And then the sword would do the lunge, right? Mm-hmm. And for some reason, they tied that to the reticle color. So you had longer distance with the rocket launcher.
Yeah, it's rocket jumping.
Yeah, and so if you went from the rocket launcher and then it was red at really far away, you hit Y and then right trigger, it would switch to the sword, but it would let you lunge still. So you'd be all the way across the map and your friend would be over here, and you'd be like, and you'd fly all the way across with the sword. It was the funniest thing. I loved it so much.
I'm trying to think of game glitches.
The classic warthog flip in the first one. Otherwise, you could like you could go in corners in Halo 2, and you could like jump and melee your friend, and then or you'd like have to like jump and then melee and it would lunge, and then they would jump, and then you could like re-melee lunge. You could like ladder up places.
Wasn't grenade jumping a thing?
Absolutely, yeah. There was some spots you could only get to. So if you chucked a grenade, ran, jumped, and then it blew up, and then blew you a little bit higher, and then you could get out of the map in multiple locations doing that. There were some hidden skulls where they intended you to get to those spots. Yeah, that was so much fun.
I'm trying to think, it's like the...
Is Brad posting snails?
Yes.
I am adding every one of those.
I
to the
can't tell
spam
what
filter.
Swanky posts. It looks like a guy in a radiation suit.
It's covered in
In Skyrim, I didn't realize this was a glitch or something they weren't supposed to do. But so you can basically, because you can make enchantments on your stuff to like make your alchemy better, then make alchemy potions to make your enchanting better. I just did that. I was like, oh, I can loop this around and make absurdly powerful stuff, right? I didn't realize that wasn't supposed to work like that. So I was like, oh, whatever. And like, because you can get stuff where it's like, normally, like, you'll get a sword that does like 10 points of fire damage or whatever. Yep. And I had swords that would do like 100,000 life drain and whatever. Like, so you just walk around just like, And I had, like, functionally, I think armor stopped mattering after, like, 500, and I had, like, Dragon Bone armor that was, like, 100,000 defense or something.
Well, what was fun about that is you could add in, you could do a third one. So you could do alchemy that would give you better potions. Then you could make better potions, and then then you'd make a potion that would enchant. So then you would enchant your gear that would make you better alchemy.
Blacksmithing.
Or both.
Yeah.
And you could, like...
Yeah, you're basically three-way, boost multiplying your way across all the stuff.
I think next week, for part of it, we should set aside some time and pick out some favorite video game glitches and look up some more glitches, because video game glitches are fun.
Yeah, I'm going to send a note to myself right now for that.
Because that's a really fun topic. Mm-hmm. Really, really fun topic.
Favorite.
So Brad, Cam,
video game.
Swanky.
Glitches.
Whoever else, Gabe, whoever else is watching.
Come up with some video game glitches that you like. Or Brad, or Swanky, or whoever, did you play Kotar?
Brad wants to know what your issue is with the snails.
Oh, I just think it's funny.
Okay.
I just think it's funny.
What's your issue with the snails?
Well, because I pay attention to everything.
What's your... Oh, so Ryan asked me, he's like, oh, why don't you set up another monitor that is just like a magnify on the chat or whatever. It's like all that we do is just sit here and read chat the whole time instead of like actually talking about whatever and then let me come in and like interject chat when needed. Because otherwise it'd just be like, you'd like imagine...
Maybe I'll get a snail tattoo.
So imagine this shot of Jeremy, and it's just him like looking at that camera, like so. Imagine chat was right next to that, and you're just reading chat the whole time. What an interesting podcast!
Very interesting.
I think Kara has more self-control than you.
Not according to those Pokemon Oreos.
Oh, tell me the story.
I was in Target.
The
end, yeah.
And Jeremy still has a paycheck.
Yeah, shocking, right? No, I was just in Target, and I was going to check out, and I see these really colorful packages. Don't judge me. And I look over, and I'm like, ooh, Pokemon Oreos.
It's the perfect matchup. It's literally, you've got to catch them all. So now I'm going through all these Oreos, looking for all the Pokemon to make sure I've got them.
How many different ones did you say there were?
16.
Only 16? I thought it was 20. But
16.
16.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, Brad says the emotes are from a Warzone streamer. So that's something I need to learn about Twitch, because you can make custom emotes at a certain point, and then you can unlock them for like following or subscribing people, or like you can get like watch points, and I don't know what level we need to be at to get those, but like some of the streamers that I watch, like I'm not subscribed to them, but it it accumulates points for like interacting and watching and stuff, and then you can unlock emotes with those points too. So just a longer process, but it's free.
Yep.
Maybe I'll have to talk to Brad on Discord and be like, teach me all the things about Twitch that we need to know.
Right.
So, in case people are like, hold on, real quick. I'm just gonna mute us real quick for like 10 seconds because I have to ask Jeremy a question. All right, so next week we're gonna be in our new podcast set. It's going to be sort of like an interim one until the next interim one until the real one.
Very interim.
I am working on the next interim one. All those pictures I've been sending you.
They look really good. They look really
I'm
going
to do some collages of... I'll tell you my idea. But
So, whenever you play a game that requires a lot of attention, you know how people walk in front of the TV? Kara has been going, oh, look at the new picture I've been drawing.
I do not.
Yeah, she's like, just like, wham.
No, I do not. It's off to the side, and then I'm like, okay, well, he's playing his video game. It's fine. I'm not important anymore.
I reply right away when you send him to me.
Yeah. Chris is always like, wow, those look awesome.
They
and
do
Jeremy's
look awesome.
like, my video game's more important than Kara.
And on that terrible disappointment, is there any other comments or anything?
Brad says you get a few to start, but the more followers and subs you get, it extends the number of emotes you can have. So.
Oh, cool.
Oh, which reminds me that Swanky's been trying to shake me down forever to try and send him some assets to make some emotes for Discord, and I've been really bad about that, and I will admit. So yeah, next week we're going to be down in the new building, which is part of the reason why we're switching to Twitch only, because we're trying to make the best possible version of the live stream, and if we have more direct control over the stuff, it makes it a little bit easier. Brad says if we need any emotes, he knows the perfect guy to help us. Sweet. I think that'll definitely be a resource we use. But yeah, so today I was working on the new set and sent Jeremy a picture. So like it's looking cool. I think it'll be. It won't be like super crazy full of stuff like this is, but it'll be something. Definitely more room. We got to fix that other chair for next week, by the way.
I know we do.
So like just bring it down there. I'm sure we've got enough stuff down there to make whatever repair we need.
Right.
So. Trying to think if there's anything else to bring up. So
we'll make it the ugly chair because I'll tell you how to fix it in 2 seconds.
what? Well, you can't see the bottom of it. Just it's the front split, right?
No, so here's what. So okay. So the bottom of this chair that I'm sitting in right now is a very thin, pooply made OSB.
Yep.
So one where the leg is through, it just punched through the OSB. So there's still 90% OSB, but where one leg is through, there's nothing there, right? My plan to fix it is to trace out the bottom. Use a jigsaw, cut a new piece of plywood or OSB that's the exact shape as the bottom.
We've got that piece of 3/4 down there that I think would be perfect.
It'd be perfect. But it's just from the front, because it's not covered with fabric, you'll see 3/4 inches of wood.
Yeah,
Just
then
take
the
the other
legs.
one.
we'll just put some black paint on it. Who cares?
Perfect.
I don't give a crap. That'll be Jeremy's
I was
chair.
gonna say,
then.
No, that's the guest chair.
I was
What? No,
gonna say,
the couch is for the guests. It's like you guys are gonna be.
Oh,
on-
that's Kara's chair. Fire Nation chair. I'll put Fire Nation in it. We'll paint it red with flames. You get a custom. Oh, whoa!
Are you a Boy Scout? Is that what that
No.
means?
Just read
No,
between the
I was
lines.
trying to be nice.
I can make it pretty. If you want to rip the staples out and actually make it nice, I can restaple the fabric to the bottom of the chair.
I didn't want to assume.
That makes Jeremy a butthole. That's what that means, right?
All right, well, my child is here.
Okay, yeah, well, we will wrap up in just a second here. Swanky says, is Jeremy going to make me work during the football games like a monster again?
Yes. Oh, because football's back on again.
Yeah, well, yes. Well, so here's the annoying thing. So it's a community day tomorrow for Pokemon.
And I have to work.
So I thought it was
Samurott.
I thought it was today.
Oshawott.
Well,
Oshawott.
yeah, eventually it becomes Samurott. So I'm going to be doing some community day stuff, and then I'm going to putz around a little bit down to the building, and then probably watch the Sunday night game. I'll be checking in on the Vikings. I'm sure they're going to get their butts kicked because the Cardinals look ridiculously good this year.
Cool. I take Cardinals Super Bowl.
I'd love to see the Cardinals in the Super Bowl. Larry Fitzgerald deserves. Or is he not? Did he not resign? Maybe he didn't. I can't remember. I gotta look that up real quick. Larry Fitzgerald. What's that?
Says Swinky to look. Maybe he just knows.
He is a free agent. Crap. Well, hopefully they re-sign him if they make a Super Bowl run because he deserves it. He's from Minneapolis.
Yep.
That's cool.
Cam says bevel the front edge with the camera angle. The wood will be hidden. Yeah, we can figure out a way to make it look good. For the
Send me a
chair.
router in the mail, please. Buy enough T-shirts and we can get a router.
But
Sure.
I was gonna say, I think AJ has one.
anyway, so yeah, like for the next foreseeable few Sundays, I'll probably only be able to catch the Sunday night game. But we'll see.
Is there a Saturday night game?
No,
No.
there's Thursday, Sunday, and Monday.
Got it.
Crap. I thought there was something else. I'll just ask you after the podcast. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us on this. We will be Twitch only next week, so go over there, twitch.something/Rise of the Podcast. Twitch.com, I think, maybe? I can't
GG?
remember. Discord's GG.
No, TV, Twitch.tv.
Oh, it might be twitch.tv. I think you're right. Yeah, twitch.tv/Rise of the Podcast. Try that. If it brings you to a spam site, my bad. Anyway, follow us over there. That's where we're going to be doing all of our live streams. If you're just watching this on YouTube, you can continue to watch us on YouTube Monday mornings. That's where it'll be going. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and make sure you like this video. It shows that you want to see more content like this. Helps us across the board. We really appreciate a comment on YouTube down below what your favorite video game glitches are, and maybe we can talk about some of those next week. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell to be notified every time we upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course,
May the force be with you.